Welcome back to Chicago English and Sunshine Alex. Okay, so we are doing our reading club. Bada boom. The Twits. Today, as the title says, right there, you can see it. Chapter 22, 23, 24. 3 chapters. So we're getting close to the end. The birds and the monkeys fighting back. But now the Twits are going to get the guns. Oh, I don't like guns. America, we have lots of guns, but I don't like the guns. What do you think is going to happen? Who's going to win? I don't know. Let's find out. First, vocabulary. Practice, write them down, get ready, and then we'll go to the book. In 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, chapter 22. Mugglewump has an idea. As soon as Mr. and Mrs. Twit had disappeared down the road, the monkeys all flipped back onto their feet the right way up. Quick, get the key, Mugglewump called out the roly-poly bird who was still sitting on the roof of the house. What key? Shouted the roly-poly bird. The key to the door of our cage, cried Mugglewump. It's hanging on a nail in the work shed. That's where he always puts it. The roly-poly bird flew down and came back with the key in his beak. Mugglewump reached a hand through the bars of the cage and took the key. He put it in the lock and turned it. The door opened. All 4 monkeys leaped out together. We are free! Cried the 2 little ones. Where shall we go, Dad? Where shall we hide? Don't get too excited, said Mugglewump. Calm down, everybody. Before we escape from this beastly place, we have one very, very important thing to do. Oh no, you didn't see that? Oh my gosh. Yes, okay. Don't get too excited, he said, Mugglewump. Calm down, everybody. Before we escape from this beastly place, we have one very, very important thing to do. All right, I'm not paying attention. Let's see, do I have them all in here? What? Asked him. What? They asked him. We're going to turn those terrible Twits upside down. Because you know how they have to be upside down? We're going to do what? They cried. You must be joking, Dad. I'm not joking, Mugglewump said. We're going to turn both Mr. and Mrs. Twit upside down, with their legs in the air. Don't be ridiculous, the roly-poly said. How can we possibly turn those 2 maggoty old monsters upside down? Oh, I like this. He's a smart Mugglewump. Can we see it? Yeah, that's a good spot. We can, cried Mugglewump. We are going to make them stand on their heads for hours and hours, perhaps forever. Let them see what it feels like for a change. How? said the roly-poly bird. Just tell me how. Let them feel like for a change because they've had to do it. So what comes around goes around. How does that look, guys? I'll go to house. Mugglewump laid his head on one side, and a tiny twinkle little smile touched the corner of his mouth. Now and again, he said, but not very often, I have a brilliant idea. This is one of them. Follow me, my friends. Follow me. He scampered, kind of ran off toward the house, and the three other monkeys and the roly-poly bird went after him. Buckets and paintbrushes, cried Mugglewump. That's what we want next. There are plenty in the woodshed. Hurry up, everyone. Get a bucket and a paintbrush. Inside Mr. Twits' workshed, there was an enormous, huge barrel of hug-tight sticky glue. The stuff he used for catching birds. Fill your buckets, Mugglewump ordered. We are now going to the big house. Mrs. Twit had hidden the key to the front door under the mat, and Mugglewump had seen her do it, so it was easy for them to get in. In they went, all four monkeys with their paint buckets of sticky glue. Then came the roly-poly bird flying in after them, with a bucket in his beak and a brush in his claw. Alrighty, I love it. I know what he's doing. I know what he's going to do. All right, chapter 23. Can we get all of it? I think we can. Tell me when. Can you see that, guys? Right there? Right there. The great glue painting begins. This is the living room, announced Mugglewump. The grand and glorious living room, where those two fearful frumptuous freaks eat bird pie every week for supper. Please don't mention bird pie again, said Roly-Poly Bird. It gives me the shudders, like shakes. We mustn't waste time, cried Mugglewump. Hurry up, hurry up. Now the first thing is this. I want everyone to paint sticky glue all over the ceiling. Cover it all. Smear it in every corner. Over the ceiling, they cried. Over the ceiling, they cried. Why the ceiling? Never mind why, shouted Mugglewump. Just do as you're told and don't argue. But how do we get up there? They asked. We can't reach. How's that look, guys? Good? Monkeys can reach anywhere, shouted Mugglewump. Uh-oh. He was in a frenzy of excitement, now waving his paintbrush and his bucket and leaping about all over the room. Come on, jump on the table, stand on the chairs, hop on each other's shoulders. Roly-Poly can do it. Fly and don't stand there gaping. We have to hurry. Don't you understand that? Those terrible twits will be back any moment, and this time they'll have guns. Get on with it. For heaven's sake, get on with it. So he's on. Come on, let's go. Bali Bali, exciting. Bali Bali, we got to do this. Quick, quick, quick. Oh, yeah, here comes the birds to help them. And so the great glue painting of the ceiling began. You know ceiling, right? The ceiling is the top of your house, or the top of your room. All the other birds who had been sitting on the roof flew in to help, carrying paintbrushes in their claws and beaks. They were buzzards, wild ducks, woodpeckers, magpies, rooks, ravens, and many more. Everyone was splashing away like mad, and with so many helpers, the job was soon finished. So those are all different types of birds: woodpeckers, ravens, magpies. We've got those in Korea. I've told you about them magpies. Let's see. Was that the last of that? Like 23, 24? Hold on. What did we just do? 22 and 23. Okay. Yeah, this is it. All right. 24, the last one here. The carpet goes on the ceiling. We're switching the house around, guys. What now? They all said, looking at Mugglewump. Aha, cried Mugglewump. Now for the fun. Now for the greatest upside down trick of all time. Are you ready? We're ready, said the monkeys. We're ready, said the birds. Pull out the carpet, shouted Mugglewump. Pull this huge carpet out from under the furniture and stick it onto the ceiling. That's awesome. This would be the greatest April Fool's joke ever. Just don't do it to your mom or dad or my hagwan. But this would be pretty awesome. Onto the ceiling, cried one of the small monkeys. But that's impossible, Dad. I'll stick you into the ceiling if you don't shut up, snapped Mugglewump. Oh, he's on a mission. He's Dotty, they cried. He's balmy. He's batty. He's nutty. He's screwy. He's wacky, cried the roly-poly bird. Poor old Muggles has gone off his wump at last. So they're all saying Mugglewump is going crazy. He's Dotty. He's balmy. He's batty. He's nutty. He's crazy. He's crazy. He's crazy. They're all saying he's crazy. Because he's saying, I'll stick you on it too, sons. Oh, do stop shouting such rubbish and give me a hand, said Mugglewump, catching hold of one corner of the carpet. Pull, you nitwits! Pull! Nitwits, I love that word. A nitwit's kind of like an idiot. Like bonku donku. Nitwit. All right, how does that look? Wait, we could get it all. How does that look? The carpet was enormous, very big. It covered the entire floor from wall to wall. It had a red and gold pattern on it. It was not easy to pull the enormous carpet off the floor when the room is full of tables and chairs. Pull, yelled Mugglewump. Pull, pull, pull. He was like a demon hopping around the room and telling everyone what to do. But you couldn't blame him. After months and months of standing on his head with his family, he couldn't wait for the time when the terrible Twits would be doing the same thing. At least that's what he hoped. With the monkeys and the birds all pulling and puffing, the carpet was dragged off the floor and finally hoisted up onto the ceiling. And there it stuck, all at once. The whole ceiling of the living room was carpeted in red and gold. That is awesome. Switching the house around, guys. Switching the house around. All right. So that is our chapter 22, chapter 23, chapter 24. This is super awesome. What do you guys think? Now, what do you think they'll do? Maybe put the furniture up on the ceiling? Let's find out, okay? Everyone, if you have any questions, type below, give me a call, or ask any of us teachers at Chicago English. Have a great night. Bye.